and Danielle Johnson joins us now. We want to talk to you today about, in this tough time, all this medical stuff going on and everything. And I know we've talked about it off camera, me, you, Frankie, your significant other, Richard. But you're very committed to organ donation.
Yes.
And you actually tested as a positive match for a coworker and gave a kidney to him.
Yes, I did.
What makes someone want to slice themselves open, take a piece of them out, and give it to some coworker?
I don't know. I just knew that I was going to be that match even before I was tested. I did not know he was sick, and he and I were arguing about something. I went online to prove him wrong, and I saw the story about Selena Gomez. She had received a kidney from her best friend, and just something inside of me said, I would do that. And I said it out loud. And he said, what do you mean you would do that? And I said, I would donate my kidney to somebody. He said, I just found out that I'm dying and I need a kidney. And I said, I'm gonna give you mine. He said, do you know how unbelievably rare it would be that we would even be a match? Well, we were a perfect match. To be a match, it's like 1 out of 100,000. So if you think about Staten Island, there's like 400,000. The odds of
Like
he and
four
I,
of you.
Yeah, there's 4 of us. Well, me and him
By
plus
odds,
2
plus
others.
2 others.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
And we sat, 3 feet apart from each other for a few years, and I was a perfect
married?
match. He is married.
He is married.
He is married.
Does his wife find it strange that a piece of you resides inside of him?
So he has my kidney, and he also has my adrenal glands. So he is also making my DNA.
Wow.
So yeah. So yeah, she says it's a little funny, but yeah. So he has my. We could commit a murder. No.
Wow. So you could commit a murder,
and vice versa.
and you could blame it on him because you would be some sort of DNA match.
Yeah.
Because the adrenaline he's producing
is mine.
yours. Wow. I would suspect that Rich is.
I know, but
does this cause any insecurities in your own personal relationship with your significant other?
No, at first I had some insecurities about my scars. They really, they did a wonderful job. I went to New York Columbia Presbyterian for the surgery. They do it laparoscopically now, so I had just a few little holes here and then a small incision, which at first bothered me, but as time went on over the last year, it has really faded a lot.
So now, Frankie, pop in anytime you want, but I just want to
With pleasure.
I want to just ask you this. Your significant other, Richard,
Yes.
is this going to be a mitigating factor in his consideration of getting married? Because should he have a problem, there's no way you can give him a kidney.
That is a
You've
great
already
point.
committed to someone else.
Well, right. So with that being said, we're not the same blood type, so it wouldn't even be an issue. And his wife, my recipient's wife, they are not the same blood type, but because they have children, they wouldn't, even if she was a match, because they're under the age of 18, they wouldn't allow her to donate.
Wow.
So, Danielle, the reason we're talking to you about this today is because it is World Kidney Day. Now, what was the specific type of kidney ailment that your coworker had?
He has a genetic disease called polycystic kidney disorder. Most people that need a kidney transplant usually have polycystic kidney disease, where both kidneys produce cysts around them and the blood is not able to filter out. And the reason why that is if you have cancer or other debilitating diseases, they usually don't get the kidney transplant because the recipients will then pass that disease along to the clean kidney. Whereas this is a genetic disease, so my kidney won't be affected by what his kidney produces. So after our surgery, he had 3, I had 1, and a few months later, they took his 2 kidneys out. And so my kidney resides like up here, up against his stomach, and they removed the 2 out of his back.
Now,
So he lost 2. He didn't just need 1. He had to get rid of 2 to
Yep.
take 1.
Well, he had 3 for a few months until making sure that mine was 100% in there,
Wow.
in it to win it. So.
Wow.
so my friend
This
Joel
is
Giambra, the former Erie County executive, he is going through the same thing. He's seeking a kidney now, but I think he had the same sort of genetic kidney failure that your coworker had. I'm curious if you have a theory or if you know, why has there been such an uptick in people experiencing this specific type of kidney failure over the last few years?
Polycystic kidney disease.
Yes, I do know that it is genetic. I know that my recipient's mother had a kidney transplant as well due to the same disease, and she passed. She had her transplant from a deceased donor, which those kidneys usually don't last as long as a living donor. But not that I'm discouraging that. I really think that you can't take your organs with you. So you should, if you want to donate, sign the license, tell your loved ones, put it in your living will. But I'm not a medical expert, so I don't exactly know why polycystic kidney disease is on the rise, unless it's just awareness.
Well, we'll have to ask Dr. Natalie about that when she's in here tomorrow on the Freaky Friday edition. What are people supposed to do? And I don't know, Dara, do you want to weigh in on World Kidney Day at all? Because you are an expert.
18% of my kidneys.
That's what I'm saying. But so you can only celebrate like 80% of today.
82%.
Because you only have 82% left of one kidney.
Well, then
right?
I can only celebrate 50% because I only have the
Yeah,
one.
Well, that's what I'm
Don't
saying.
listen to him.
Frank and I are
First of all,
celebrating 100% every day,
I'm not
regardless
seeing-
of how many kidneys we
I'm
have.
not
but
seeing any sort of real festive World Kidney celebrations going on. Everything was canceled due to coronavirus.
Yeah, that's
concerns.
right. Can we get somebody to go get like a couple cases of maybe kidney beans?
Well,
We'll
Yep.
put like some kidney beans
I
on the
think
table or
I
something?
think Danielle has some kidney beans that she's prepared to donate to you.
You do. You're going to
Oh, no,
donate
you
me
don't.
kidney
Oh.
beans.
See, we went over that before the show.
Gee, you told me to go find kidney beans. I couldn't find any kidney beans.
You got to go to Prime Essentials. They have everything. All right, now let me ask you about this. A lot of people, and I know Joe Piscopo raised this with you on the radio this morning. A lot of people buy this this fallacy that they don't want to be an organ donor because if they're ever in an accident
Right.
or seriously injured, they get dragged into the hospital and they could be living or dead. And the doctor says, "Well, we could really use those organs. Look, Nico Romano's an organ donor. Let's let him go." Do doctors, at least in this country, do that? From what you know?
No. At first, do no harm. Really, the importance of signing the back license or having a living will is to make the decision easier on your family, so that way they know your intentions. If you do not want to donate your organs, don't sign, and make sure that your family does know your intentions, that you don't want to donate. But if you're kind of in this wishy-washy, try to think back and make that decision now so that your loved ones and your family don't have to make it. And no, if you're in a car accident or like Joe said, you have a hangnail, they're not bringing you in just to harvest your organs.
Yeah, my living will and my wishes specify two things. I want to memorialize these on the record. One, I am an organ donor. You can give away whatever's left of me. But if I'm a vegetable at any point, assume that I'm a happy vegetable. Nobody should be, I'm serious about this. Nobody should say, "Oh, Frank wouldn't want to live like this. Oh,
No,
he's got no
right.
brain function."
Exactly. Just
Assume
let me
I'm
live.
just
Keep
fine.
me plugged in, baby.
Yeah, keep me
I'm
plugged
going on the
in.
record too. Keep
Yeah.
me plugged in.
Yeah. You
There
know
might
what?
be some advance in medical science in
Yeah.
a few years, and they'll just zap me back to life.
Wheel a radio in there, throw on
Yeah.
some talk radio, assume I'm quite content. If the doctor says there's no brain function, that's okay. My brain's not functioning too well now. I'm
has
drunk
been
most
said.
of the time anyway. Seriously, I'm not joking about
No,
this.
we're recording that.
Yeah.
That's recorded for posterity. But Frank, going back, in the event that you are, God forbid, a vegetable,
Yes.
what vegetable would you like to be?
Well, it's a great question, John.
That's
as
what I'm
you,
saying.
you
It's
always
not a
ask,
kidney bean.
You
I don't
always
think
ask
they're,
the,
I don't think that's
the
a vegetable.
hard-hitting questions. I would be
See
an
how
egg-
good I do when you don't give me the questions?
Exactly. I would be an eggplant. I
An
would be-
eggplant?
An eggplant, yes.
Wow.
Because
That's a very suggestive emoji,
Oh.
might I add.
yes, it is.
The eggplant.
Let's call Rachel
It
and
can
find
mean
out.
lots of things.
so I would be an eggplant. Now, is there anything else people need to know about World Kidney Day? Are there
Danielle's
actual
saying, I wish
celebrations?
Rich was an eggplant.
Beg your pardon? What did you say? I didn't hear you say.
I said,
Here's what I
Danielle's
wanna-
saying she wishes Rich would be an eggplant.
Oh, that's-
No.
My daughter is watching.
Oh, no, I'm talking about vegetables here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, get your head out of the gutter,
Come
Danielle.
on,
Come on.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Jeez. These young
But
kids, I tell you, they're crazy.
what I wanted to come here to say was to donate time, money, organs, and whatever you can, especially with this health crisis right now. Frank brought up a great point this morning. Donate blood. If you are feeling well, there is a shortage of blood right now. To go to your local blood banks and donate blood. And if you can't donate blood, donate time, donate money, just give back. You never know when you're going to need something in return.
That's true.
And
I'm sorry, I'm joking around. I mean,
I love it.
you know we have fun here,
I
right?
know.
And we try to talk about serious stuff, but try to look at the lighter side of things every so often.
I always
And
do.
Rich will always be an eggplant. in
And
my
if
book,
people
you know
if
what I
people
mean?
do
So-
want to donate
Mine
blood
too.
and find out where they can
He's
go
one
to
of my
donate
favorite
blood,
eggplants, Rich
they can go to the
Hoffman.
website nybloodcenter.org. That's nybloodcenter.org. You type in your zip code, it tells you the closest blood drive or the closest place where they're accepting blood donations.
So he was not, getting back to your significant other.
Yes.
He wasn't concerned with getting married, although he wasn't getting all of you.
No, he was
He
not.
wasn't.
He's not worried about that. No.
He isn't.
No.
He's still
all in. He's all in. He's in
That's
it to win it.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you got a good man there.
I
I'll
do
tell
have
you
a
that.
good man.
He is quite the guy. Now, last thing I want to ask you, New York ranks last in the country for organ donation.
Yep.
What is wrong with us here in New York? Why aren't we donating more?
Oh, a bunch of selfish. No. I don't know, but we should be giving back because you know why? We have the best hospitals, the best medical facilities. I did my donation at Columbia Presbyterian. Their staff was amazing. Their follow-up is amazing. They are constantly calling me, making sure I get my blood work. And something else to remember that in the state of New York, when you are a living donor, you go to the top of the list when you need something.
Ah, that is good to know.
Yeah. So.
Dara, do you want 18% of one of my kidneys? Because that will put me back on the top of the list.
Yep.
Right?
If you need any organ.
Wow.
So they would assume.
How do you have one?
Right.
Okay, Derek has 1 3/4, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever share any similar symptoms? Like, is anything lacking because of the missing kidney? Or my brother's exactly the same. He's a healthy, strong male, as far as I can tell.
I have a lot of back pain on the left side.
You do?
I do, and I have what feels like the kidney pulsing. That's not there. They say that that's phantom kidney.
Phantom pain.
Because of the scar tissue. So
Got
it does make
But you
for a
know,
weird sensation.
other people haven't necessarily experienced the same
Right.
kind of
Everybody
situation.
is different.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. I want to congratulate you and your lovely husband on, being such great shepherds of the community.
Thank
and you
you.
do a ton of other great things aside from save people's lives with your kidney.
Yes.
But I wish you the best. Thank you for talking to us about Kidney Day. And
Thank you.
what, you wanted to say something else?
I just wanted to say thank you for having me and thank you for bringing awareness to this because I donated because I saw a story. So I hope that somebody sees this story and they go out and they donate.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Danielle.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you
All
coming
right.
in. You're great. Nico, give us an update on what's happening in the sports world before we go to our next guest.
Absolutely,
because
John.
Things are getting
So-
canceled left and right,
Yeah.
starting with the Our Lady Star of the Sea fashion show tonight, all the way up to, Frank said, the NBA for now.
Yeah.
What else?
Yesterday, as we know, Utah Jazz player Rudy Gobert had been careless in the locker room apparently and was touching other players and their belongings. He was diagnosed with the coronavirus. And Twitter is exploding and angry at him right now because he infected Donovan Mitchell, his teammate, who is the second player to be diagnosed with the coronavirus on the Utah Jazz. So as we know, the NBA is suspending their games, but also the MLS is postponing their games an extra 30 days for right now. And PGA Tour is also expected to bar fans from attending tournaments. And as we know, the Players' Championship is coming up.
Wow.
So that's what's going on in the sports world right now.
Wow. This thing is hitting us everywhere, Frankie. It's hitting
That
us.
is for sure.
Hitting us where it hurts most in the pocketbook. Dow down 2,000
Wow.
today. Treading water at around 21,000. And get your life jackets on, folks. We're going to be paddling some water for a while here, and this thing could get uglier before it gets better, that's for sure. More tests are being delivered, so more cases will be reported, which will probably bring down the mortality rate overall. But the fear, fright, and hysteria continues, and it's racking and plaguing. And Frank, just before we go out of this segment, You may remember a few weeks ago that I floated this conspiracy theory that China was engaging in chemical and biological warfare by springing this on the global economy to get back at Trump.
I do remember that.
For the trade wars. And it sure looks that way to me. That, you know, now China is coming out and saying that we put the biological attack in China to bring harm to their economy, which smells to me of a China propaganda story where they started it.
Right. So you think China started this intentionally?
I do.
Okay.
I think they started it.
Any evidence of this?
Well, there's a Harvard professor, which we highlighted on the show, I believe. Let me see here. We have it, I believe. But there's a Harvard professor out there. Here you go. Harvard University professor and 2 Chinese nationals charged in 3 China-related cases. A professor from Harvard was arrested for lying to the FBI. He ran the biochem labs at Harvard. Okay, esteemed professor. Turns out he was getting paid $50,000 a month for the last few years from the Chinese government to do a special project with Wuhan University. And when the feds came to him and said, hey, you guys over here at Harvard doing anything with China and Wuhan? And he said, no, that's not us. They went to his financial records. He's been getting paid $50 grand for the last 3 years. Him and 2 other supposed exchange students, Chinese nationals. And when they got clipped at the airport, they had like 29 vials of biochemical material on them. And a little more fact-checking, turns out they're not actually doctors. They're both members of the Chinese military. So I don't know. I got it up there. That's from the Justice Department. And I think China did this. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Russia decides to pull out of OPEC right in the middle of the throes of a market meltdown. And it just, you know, it seems like the 2 parties there, China and Russia, are giving Trump a little of his own medicine here.
I would have a tough time thinking that China is going to kill and destroy their own economy just out of spite so they could get even with their largest trading partner and the country that they lend the most money to.
Well, they're our 3rd largest trading partner, but
right.
I'll keep that for segment 5 when we correct each
they're
other's
our
mistakes.
John, they're our 3rd largest trading partner. We're their largest trading
first?
partner.
Is that right?
Yes.
So they import more from us than they export to us.
No, they export still more to us than they import.
Ah,
but
okay. All right.
there's not a country that they do more commerce with than the United States.
Got it. And we do more with Canada and Mexico than
Currently.
them. Yeah, they're 3rd.
All right, some comments here, John. We're going to check in on Facebook.
Yeah. All right.
Rita, who says she loves the blazer. And
Thank you,
we
Rita.
want to thank John Walsh from America's Most Wanted, who says that Trump pen is going to fight the coronavirus.
All right. And let me tell you, that compliment from Rita means a lot because she is quite the fashion icon herself.
Absolutely.
So she must like what she sees here in the Jimbo's Blazers. And our good friends over at Jimbo's Blazers sent Derek and I these beautiful jackets. So I am standing in solidarity with our president today when he's under fire, under attack. Our economy is at war with the Russians and the Chinese. And I'm still with our president. But we'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back. Who's coming? Oh, Julio Gonzalez is here. And we were supposed to have him on yesterday, and we got all jammed up with a crazy day yesterday. But Julio's back. He's the CEO of Engineered Tax Services. And we're going to talk about possibly a payroll tax. I think the president should suspend April 15th for people paying their taxes so every single American can have a little relief to get through the next couple of months and see what the downturn really is. We'll break all that down right after this. Julio Gonzalez. Stay right